Right, and I think, I mean, most people might be familiar with consumer credit counseling services and things like that. What about, you know, there's so many ads on TV for, you know, debt consolidation and, you know, credit counseling and all that. You know, how do we know which ones are really there to help, which services can really help somebody that's in, you know, some sort of credit problems or near bankruptcy, and how do we know which ones, you know, are not going to end up being so good or so helpful in the long run?
I think one of the things is that the individual has to be concerned that they're nonprofit, and you could go and find the information on their website, and you could talk to them on the telephone, making sure what the expenses are. Because sometimes what happens is that they will pretend that they're trying to help you, but there are a lot of hidden costs.
Right.
And especially people with a low income, they're already in the hole, so it does not serve them very well. It's good to find out. The Federal Trade Commission has, this is a website, this is a federal agency, provide you all kind of information about these organizations.
And where housing in particular is concerned, the HUD, Housing and Urban Development website, I understand has a sort of vetting service, so you can check to see if someone who's tried to help with mortgage consolidation or something, or reworking mortgages is legitimate or not. I heard another panelist whom I've worked with on another program also say that if there are charges associated with it, particularly the housing issues, it's probably not legit.
Okay.
You know, and I can't make that blanket statement, but it's something for people to check out.
I think the best place for individuals is to go to community colleges or local colleges. We have so many continuing ed courses that we provide with a nominal cost that students, individual can go and learn about all these things. You know, it costs you nominal $25 to learn about all these things, and then you're very well prepared to deal with that. Don't do it at the last minute. And I think another thing I'll add, that individual have to learn how to negotiate. You know, for example, your homeowner insurance. Like in Florida, we know that we're going through a crisis, but there are a lot of new agencies, and they're coming up. You could find out, you know, what their costs are. You could compare with the other costs, and you could still end up saving money. So it's very imperative to learn, not to act when you need it, because then it's too late, because you're under panic, because now the hurricane season comes in and you need the insurance, and you're buying at the last moment, you're going to get very expensive.
Right.
You know?
And it's interesting that we have, you know, we've done such an emphasis on the education, because it seems as though a lot of the reason why a lot of people are in the situations that they are now is that they were not, you know, they were not educated, and they don't understand the obligations that they, you know, had to fulfill when getting certain types of loans, or whether their interest rates would change and things like that. Would you agree with that?
Yes, because, you know, some of the loan modification programs, the present federal government has come up with very interesting programs, but you still have to be aware of it, how it works.
Right.
And you have to get the counseling of somebody who really understands it, some reliable bank, and you could start shopping around. Just remember, you have to negotiate. You have to go to the bank and shop around just like anything else. And if you don't have that kind of skin, basically you end up buying something very expensive. You know.
Okay. How early, I mean, how important is it to start good habits early? I mean, this is something that parents can pass on to their kids, or, you know, maybe that young adults or young people that are in college or even high school can start maybe thinking about. How important is that to begin those good habits early?
Critical, absolutely. And when you think about the premise that the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior, then you want to inculcate good behavior in your child as early as possible, and maybe rethink whether it's more important to give the child what they think they need in order to be accepted among the crowd they want to be accepted among, or is it ultimately more important to teach that child about the principle of delaying gratification, about principles associated with sound and mature financial decision making down the line, not to withhold everything from them, but to begin the thought processes that those things are important, I think are just absolutely critical. Would you agree, Amar?
I would say so. I think it starts from the family. You end up talking to them. You end up sort of developing the relationship, because in our culture, young people do not understand the money as quickly as we get later in life. So if you start earlier, start teaching them. For example, if they go to the college and they have to buy the books, you know, well, tell them to buy the books a little cheaper. Have you gone to the website? Because if you give the 100% cost, they're very expensive. Same book will cost, books will cost you $1,000. You could get the books, for example, for $150. I've done with my children. They'll tell me, they call me from the university, say, Dad, give me the credit card, I need the books. Have you looked at the website to buy this book cheaper? And what happens is, because a lot of kids are doing the same thing, so you have to sort of even negotiate with your own children to teach them, and also it might be a difficult process. So I think it starts from the family. You start working earlier and try to deal with that.
And having the courage as parents to understand that good parenting isn't always giving your child what they want.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Professor Sani and Dr. Smith, for joining us. We hope that you are going to leave today with some valuable information and things that you can put into practice in your own financial life, and hopefully it'll make you better and happier in the long run. I'm Liane Morejon. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Power Talk. Until next time, have a great day.